What is up, YouTube? Back for another video. In this video, I want to quickly just go over what are the main things you need when first starting a pressure washing business. And then someone asked me a question in a recent video asking about like budgets. If they had a $3,000 budget, what would you start with? So let me start with this, guys. So some things to consider before you get into start a pressure washing business is one of your biggest expenses, unless you already have it, is going to be your vehicle, right? So to run a pressure washing business, you're either going to need a truck. You can do a truck bed setup, you can do a van, or you can do a trailer setup, which you would still need pretty much like a truck or a van to be able to, or an SUV to be able to pull that setup, okay? So consider before you start, when you look at your budget, do you already have a vehicle that just makes it easy to get into the pressure washing business? Now, granted, when I first started, I had a hatchback Toyota and I just put all my equipment in the back of that car, unloaded it. It wasn't the most ideal setup at all. It was a $99 guy setup, but I was 18 years old. I didn't care, wasn't even thinking about, what people thought. It was just like, I was in grind mode, just trying to make some money. So I'm not trying to discourage you if that's all you have, you can't afford a proper setup. I might discourage you not to get started, but I'm just saying that, if you have it, what I'm going to be telling you in this video is what I recommend if you have the means to do it, okay? So let's start off at a $3,000 budget tier. What do you want to get if that's your budget, if that's what you have? And this is if you already have a vehicle. So say you already have a vehicle and you have $3,000 to start your business. All right, so with $3,000 to start your business, I'm gonna say, go ahead and buy you a 4 GPM machine. All right, so that's gonna run you about, now you can either go, when I say these prices, they can go either new or used. There are different groups, as well as Facebook Marketplace and stuff where you can find used equipment at a discount. All right, so take that into consideration. But a pressure washer, like the one I had before I got the pressure washer I have now, my 4 GPM machine was a direct drive machine from, what's the store? My mind went blank. Anyway, so for Predator. It's a Predator machine from whatever store sells Predator machines. My mind is still blank, but it was a Predator 4 GPM machine, 4.2 GPM machine, commercial grade, obviously. Very reliable, very good machine. One thing I want to bring up is the difference between direct drive and belt drive. That was a direct drive machine, which means that great machine, good power, but the only problem with a direct drive machine is you are at the mercy of the water flow of whatever customer you're doing. So you would be some jobs you pull up to where the water flow wasn't strong enough to sustain the direct drive machine, and so that causes pretty much a deficiency, right? Your machine is pulling 4.2, but your output from the main water flow is only giving you about 3. And so it's going to create, when you have that issue, it's going to create inconsistencies in the water flow, which eventually, if you keep running your pump through that, will damage it, right? So you need proper flow for your machine, right? You don't want to starve the pump. That's what it's called. So with that being said, if you have a direct drive machine and you do a lot of houses that don't have a good water supply or a well, it's going to suck. Even though you have a good machine, it's going to suck because you're not going to be having consistent power, and it's going to be slower. And especially when it comes to running a surface cleaner, all right? So I just want to mention that a belt drive machine pulls from a water tank. I'm going to show you my equipment in a second, right? But with a $3,000 budget, let me switch my arm. My arm's getting tired. I would start off with at least a 4 GPM machine, which is going to leave you with about $2,000 left. All right. Then I'm gonna definitely spend a portion of that, let's say $300 or so, get you a surface cleaner. You don't have to spend $300. You can get one smaller, cheaper. But let's just say $300. So now we're at $1,300, right? Minus the $3,000. So roughly working with what, $1,700 left? Okay, so with $1,700, you're gonna want to get insurance. You're gonna want to get a uniform, some type of branding. Get you some branded shirts. If you can, get your vehicle logoed up. This is graphics, this is decals. It's a lot more affordable than actually wrapping your vehicle. I think I paid for this plus the window perf, which I just think looks more professional. I think I paid about $750, and that's for both sides of the van, window perf on both the windows. And man, it just makes the image of my business look so much more professional when I pull up to a house, as well as it's a billboard when I'm out driving, when I'm at the customer's house. They can clearly see my van. It's all marked up, looks good. And they're like, okay, this is what this business does. So I'm definitely gonna say spend a decent amount more money on that marketing portion. So, obviously, like I said, get insurance. and then spend the rest of the money, or not necessarily all of it, but a good portion on marketing. There's gonna be some other things you need, extra hoses, so you don't have to move your pressure washing around. You wanna get hose reels, buy extra supplies. So buy you an X-Jet, get you a few downstream injectors, obviously purchase your bleach and a few extra chemicals, and you're in business. You're good to go. That's on a $3,000 budget. And what I'm gonna say, for no matter what your budget is, that's the starting, reinvest. It took me a long time to learn to reinvest. Like, it's just like, okay, you're making money, you just think, okay, because this equipment is making me money, I should just stick with it. No, and reinvest. Because the better equipment you have, the faster you'll be, which means the more money you make in a shorter period of time, right? So $3,000 budget, we say buy a 4GP machine, buy a surface cleaner, obviously the little miscellaneous supplies, X-Sharp might run you about 150 bucks. Spend money on marketing, so get you some shirts, get you some hats, business cards, wrap your vehicle, buy some yard signs, postcards, and then just get on boots on the ground marketing. Go do a lot of door-to-door. And when I say door-to-door, I'm not talking about residential door-to-door, I'm actually talking about commercial. So, go to different apartment complexes, go to different commercial buildings that, not big jobs. So, maybe you start off with doing like just the sidewalks and stuff of different buildings, or whatever you can do. A 4GP machine is a good entry, but I'm definitely, now that I have personally upgraded, I have to have that bias to say that, look, it's totally worth it. So let's go up a notch. So that was a $3,000 budget, once again, with the vehicle already established. And before I talk about the next budget, so a lot of you guys ask, will email me or comment, which one should you start off with as far as the setup? All right, I'm gonna quickly go over the upsides and downsides. So, trailer setup. You have one is just you have to pull a trailer, so it's more weight you're pulling. Sometimes you might end up in certain neighborhoods where having a trailer and navigating around and and maneuvering might be a little more difficult, right? So it's gonna take up more space, depending on where you live. Docking that trailer every day wherever you put it at, that could be a problem. Your equipment is exposed, that's another problem. Okay, so but you also have the most space because the trailer, trailers different sizes. Excuse me. So with the trailer, you have more, I would say more customization, and those are what I just mentioned was the downsides. Then you have a truck bed setup where you just put everything on your truck bed. I've seen some very well built out truck bed builds. So here's the upside: you're not carrying a trailer, right? Now it's compact, so you're gonna be limited in space, which is a downside, but it's just in your truck. Now another part of the downside to the truck bed setup is if your truck breaks down, same thing with the van, that you have to now move your setup to something else versus a trailer. Your truck breaks down, you can just go rent another truck, hook the trailer up, and you keep it moving, right? So with the truck bed though, you're gonna be limited on space, so you're gonna have to get pretty creative on how your setup is so you can be most efficient. But like I said, I've seen some very good and efficient looking truck bed setups that like I kind of envy, like they look really good. So another upside is you don't have to buy any additional, you don't have to buy a trailer, so you're saving money, right? All right, so the next thing is in now a van setup. Why do I have a van setup? One, I start off with a trailer. Well, it wasn't a big trailer, but when I first started, I had a trailer. Didn't really like pulling a trailer, and I was young, so it took me a while to learn how to drive with a trailer and like maneuver and back up and stuff. So that was just a learning curve for me. Then two was storing the equipment, so I didn't really have a good place to put the trailer every day. I live in an apartment complex, so for me, the van keeps my equipment covered, so it's not subject to weather, theft. Obviously, someone could break into my van, and a couple years ago, I actually did have someone steal my equipment out. But I think what happened was one of the doors didn't lock. Forgot to check it. Next day, equipment was stolen. Hasn't been a problem since then. Also have moved to a way nicer area, so I don't really have to worry about theft where I live now. So that's an upside. But with the van, I like the van setup, and what really inspired me to do the van setup was when I went to a conference either a year or two ago. I seen Devin. There's a guy named Devin Walden. You guys don't even probably know who he is, but young dude, I think same age as me, but he's killing it in the pressure washing industry. And hopefully soon he'll start a YouTube channel. I actually did an interview with him a while back, but I wasn't going to release it until he started his YouTube channel. So hopefully they do that soon. If they happen to see this video or you guys know them, tell them to remind them to start the YouTube channel. But complete beast mode. But his van setup was like super impressive. I loved it. And so it just inspired me to do a van setup. So that's kind of like where I got that from as far as what I have now. But his is way better than mine. So I'm not even going to say like I modeled after his, but I was inspired. But his is way better. But anyway, yeah, so that's the main thing. Everything is stored in my van. Like I said, no, we don't have to worry about security or my equipment being weathered by the outside. Now the downside, bleach. Yes, you got like ventilation could be an issue. Chemical spills, cleaning that up, so bleach. Now, people mention rust and all that. Listen, we are a pressure washing business. Rust is going to be an issue regardless, whether you have a trailer set up, trunk bed, or van. Rust is unavoidable because we're dealing with bleach every day. So no matter how, much you try, and I do recommend, rinsing off equipment and stuff if you have a trailer set up. I can't really do that in the van, but you can wipe it down. But rust is inevitable. And at some point, you're going to have to replace your equipment and replace different things. But by the time it needs to be replaced, you should have made an ample amount of money. You should have earned, it should have made its money. Like, for example, I have now an 8 GPM machine. Cost me about $3,800, I believe, brand new. That pressure washer has made me way more than $3,800. So even if I had to buy a new 8 GPM machine every single year, I would still be very much profitable. So, replacing equipment, replacing certain things is part of the business. Obviously, take care of it as best as you can, but if you're making good money, then, it's just part of it. Things depreciate and eventually you write it off, right? So anyway, that's just some things I want to mention about setups. But then the next part, so you up your budget. Let's talk about you're a little bit more flexible. I'm not going to give a specific price range. Let's just say 10 grand or less. If you have 10 grand or less, I'm going to recommend you start with either 8 GPM or higher if you can. All right. So that's going to cost you about $3,800. Another essential piece of equipment that you can buy if you have that much money, go ahead and invest in a good soft wash machine. You can either get an electric one or a gas powered one. The gas powered ones are going to run you a little bit more money, but you're going to be able to clean a lot faster and get better distance. I currently have a Stealth 5.5 GPM. That ran me, I think, about $1,200 to $1,400 when I first bought it. Once again, it's a machine that has made me thousands of dollars, so completely worth it. So I'm saying, start with a pressure washing machine, a good one, belt drive specifically. Obviously, so you're going to need you a tank, get you a good surface cleaner. So we're looking at, $3,800 plus the 12. So let's say we're at $4,000 already. Oh, no, sorry. We're at like $5,000 between those pieces of equipment. Miscellaneous things, let's add another $800 getting like different extra parts. Okay, so we're at $5,800 just off of those pieces of equipment. You can buy you a used water tank. That's only going to run you about, like, I bought mine off the marketplace. I think I paid like under $100 or something like that. What else are we looking at? So obviously, once again, your hose reels. So you need your hose reels. I would say at least have 200 feet of hose. Have a good hose reel. Get a stainless steel. What else do we got? Oh yeah, okay. Ladder. You're gonna need a ladder. That's something to have. Once again, then after the equipment part, we're gonna invest in a nice uniform, good branding, get your professionally built website, get your social media up, get your logo design, just look the part, okay? And then our marketing dollars is gonna be the same, pretty much the same plan we had for the other budget, but you can do more of it. So yard signs, you can attack with Google ads if you want, postcards, Facebook ads, but I would really focus on SEO to get early. And with SEO too, like I said, get you a Google My Business, that's free, and then get as many reviews as possible, all right? So that's gonna be my advice if that's your budget. Now, if you're starting higher than that, then, you can get you a 2-person setup, invest in multiple machines. It's really depends on what you wanna do with this business. Is this part-time for you? Is it full-time? Regardless, the message I wanna get across is start with whatever you have, but try to invest in good equipment. I am no longer gonna give advice. I'm no longer specifically gonna say to start off with a 2.3 GPM machine. It's just not my place anymore. I'll leave that for someone else. Once again, I'm not discouraging if that's where you're at, if that's what you can afford. Now, in other videos, I do advise that if that's all you can afford, then I'm gonna advise saving up more money. But don't take this as me being a hater and wanting you to stop not entering the business. I'm not a gatekeeper. I don't care who starts this business, does what. I don't care. It doesn't affect me personally. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, staying in my lane, okay? So before I end this video though, let me show you guys some of my equipment so you guys can have a idea of my setup if you've never seen it before. Even though I do a what's in my van video, like pretty much every year. This year though, I don't plan to do really any upgrades. I'm at a good point for the type of business I run, so I kind of have the equipment I'll be running with for now. So I don't plan to make any major investments this year. I don't see that happening. Maybe I might upgrade my soft wash machine, maybe not. But anyway, let me show you guys the equipment. All right, guys, so here's our Honda 8GP machine belt drive. Here's the water tank it's connected to. So it pulls from there. This gives us a consistent flow. Got our wand, a downstream out of that bucket. Now, when I first did the setup, I was planning to, my downstream is gonna be behind this thing, but I just haven't done it yet because I got kind of complacent. Hose reel, this one fits 150 feet, and then I just connect the extra 50 feet. Soft wash machine, as mentioned, that's like 200 feet of hose on there. So once again, that's $3,800, close to $4,000 new. This tank about $100. Good hoses are gonna run you about, I think I pay about $80 per 50-foot hose. So do the math on that. You're gonna need about 200 feet. Excuse me, 200 feet. Got a little extra gun I built myself. I think it ran me about $50 to build or whatever. Soaps, chemicals. This is about $1,300. So far, you know, we probably mentioned, like I said, at least $5,000 worth of equipment. On the side, we have our water hose reel and our surface cleaner. That surface cleaner was about $350 maybe. And some more miscellaneous things. So that's my setup, guys. Oh, and there's another tank behind this tank where my soft wash machine pulls from. So I batch mix still. Don't have a fancy like proportioning system yet, which I don't really care about per se. But yeah, guys, I mean, the bottom line of this business is do what works for you. Everyone has a different taste. Everyone has a different, like, you know, flow, how they like to do things. Make sure, you know, you obviously buy your safety stuff, get you some glasses, get you some respirators, all that good stuff. So little ancillary things. But yeah, that's what you're gonna need to start your pressure washing business. And then, like I said, get you a ladder. This one is, honestly, off the top of my head, I forget. But anyway, definitely want a ladder. And 100%, guys, I don't know why more people don't do this. Get a ladder stabilizer. It will make a world of difference, especially if you're working solo. Do not skip out on a ladder stabilizer. It's 100% a need. All right, guys, so hopefully you learned something from this video. Leave a comment. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're new to the industry, looking for some more educational resources, I have a course where it's kind of pretty comprehensive. I go into more in-depth on starting a pressure washing business, so the admin stuff, marketing stuff, and obviously how to do the work. So I go over roof washing, pressure washing, what does bad work look like, all that stuff. Course is only $97, so it's a very affordable investment for if you're looking to start this business and have some education. And then as well as an ebook, it's more of beginners. It's a simple guide. It's $10. So those are some options for you, as well as there's other groups to join. Check out Heath Phelps ebook. There's an abundance of resources. So I plug my own stuff as well as plugging other people's stuff. But I'm a big proponent on investing in your education. Do not just start this business blindly, because you're gonna make so many mistakes that you're gonna wish you had just paid for someone's book or for a course or whatever that saved you thousands of dollars in time and mistakes. So you guys check it out. Once again, as I mentioned in my last video, if you are 19 years old or younger and you're looking to start this business, send me an email at isaiahashleyYT@gmail.com, and I will I will give you access to my ebook course for free, because I wish I had resources and, you know, mentorship available to me when I was younger. Obviously, I'm still young, but I wish I had, you know, people who helped me when I was that age. So anyway, guys, that's that. See you in the next video. Peace out. All right, guys, so hopefully you learned something from this video. Leave a comment. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're new to the industry, looking for some more educational resources, I have a course where it's kind of pretty comprehensive. I go into more in-depth on starting a pressure washing business, so the admin stuff, marketing stuff, and obviously how to do the work. So I go over roof washing, pressure washing, what does bad work look like, all that stuff. Course is only $97, so it's a very affordable investment for if you're looking to start this business and have some education. And then as well as an ebook, it's more of beginners. It's a simple guide. It's $10. So those are some options for you, as well as there's other groups to join. Check out Heath Phelps ebook. There's an abundance of resources. So I plug my own stuff as well as plugging other people's stuff. But I'm a big proponent on investing in your education. Do not just start this business blindly, because you're gonna make so many mistakes that you're gonna wish you had just paid for someone's book or for a course or whatever that saved you thousands of dollars in time and mistakes. So you guys check it out. Once again, as I mentioned in my last video, if you are 19 years old or younger and you're looking to start this business, send me an email at isaiahashleyYT@gmail.com, and I will I will give you access to my ebook course for free, because I wish I had resources and, you know, mentorship available to me when I was younger. Obviously, I'm still young, but I wish I had, you know, people who helped me when I was that age. So anyway, guys, that's that. See you in the next video. Peace out.